Good, beautiful morning, everybody. TikTok family, YouTube, Facebook. It is a brand new, beautiful day on planet Earth. And today I have with me the energy of the Ascended who want to discuss the concept of before, after, and now, ending confusion. And I found that very interesting. Today is Wednesday, February the 22nd, 2023. And we are going to look at this concept that they brought to me today about before, after, and now, ending confusion. I asked them what they meant by that. What they said basically is that most of us are caught up in either what is going to happen or what has happened. And we're divested of who we really are. We're not connected to who we really are because we are in a past self, remembering about things that were before, or anticipating, considering things that are in the future. And they said there's complete and utter confusion for most people in that mindset because they're not living in the moment where life actually happens here and now. It doesn't happen later. It happens here and now. What a beautiful thing, eh? So they said a lot of people are living in the now moment. They said the now moment, yes, the now moment is cluttered by a past in your present. So you never know the moment. And your now is either filled with that or it is filled with a future past. That is a future that is based upon your past. So you never get to experience or create much new because you're dwelling on the past or anticipating a future based on that past. When you can shift your consciousness sufficiently enough to live truly in the present moment, at that moment, you will begin to find an end to your mental confusion. Your natural state as a being, as an intelligence, as a consciousness is in the present moment. And we'll get into some more of that as we go on here. Hi, guys. Hi, Marigold. Hello, Joelle. Hi, Diane. I'm just, my partner in crime is away today, so I'll have to manage the questions on TikTok from a tablet here. And again, I'm just trying to get this set up so we can understand what's going on. I also want to say to everybody, please make certain you're hydrating, that you're grounding. And for those of you that are new to this concept of grounding, it's literally go out and get yourself connected to the earth physically. You can also buy grounding mats. And there's a wonderful documentary on YouTube called Earthing that would be very beneficial for you to study and watch and learn. But what grounding is for your body electrically. Your body needs to ground to the energy of the earth. Proper hydration, very important. More living, live, vital foods for your body, like fresh vegetables and fruits, things that bring your energy spontaneously up because you put more living things in your body. You have more life in your body. And the reason that we're focusing on that is because there's a lot of ascension energy coming onto the planet right now. It's a fascinating thing when you realize that we are being genetically upgraded. And it's a fascinating thing that humans are participating in that, whether they are aware of it or not. But we are receiving these energies. We are receiving energy from, you would call it the sun, but the sun is receiving energy from where? It's receiving it from the galactic center. And where does the galactic center receive its energy from? The universal center, and so on. So the energies of change are inevitable and permanent. None of us can escape the reality that we are in a dynamic creation of infinite change and limitless manifestations and potentials. As you come to that awareness and you recognize that in your past mind or your future mind, you divest yourself of the capacity to create something independent of what is already known or what is potentially going to happen based on what you know. Very important now with these higher energies that you keep yourself vibrationally attuned to the present moment. I hope you join us on our Saturday mornings. On Saturday, where we do our miniature meditation discussion on Saturdays, where you can learn the function of what meditation really is. It is a function of learning to be and live in the present moment. And it's only from the present moment, not from your past memories or your future considerations based on that. Only in the present moment can you begin to conceive of new ideas. So the present moment, you could say, is almost a lot like the Immaculate Conception, the place where nothing interferes or messes up what you're going to bring into creation. The present moment. Very interesting thought, eh? I like that. So we encourage you again to really focus on bringing your energy up as high as you can. Meditate. Go out and ground. Go sit on the grass. Put your feet in the ocean. Go near a lake that you can swim in. Go up in the mountains, go into forests, lean against trees, anything that will allow your body to electrically connect to the earth so that the electrical interaction between your body and the earth begins to balance the electrical potentials between the two. With this influx of energy, because it's not just energy of a spiritual kind, there's also electrical energy. There's an actual energetic electromagnetic charge coming into the planet. The planet is a form of a capacitor. This energy coming into the planet right now is affecting everyone and everything electrically as well. So being electrically balanced is very important. Reducing the amount of resistance that we have in our minds is secondary, like reducing resistance or friction in your mind. So for those of you that are struggling with strong negative emotions, and those of you that are benefiting and living in strong positive emotions, this energy will amplify both. So learning how to let go of one and attend to the other will be very beneficial. What they say in that Christian mythology, you cannot serve two masters. You can only serve one or the other, love or fear, positive, negative. The emotions of negative emotions can be changed. They are not unchangeable. Your thoughts are not who you are. This is so important. Your thoughts and your emotions are not who you are. They're components that make up part of your physical personality, the electromagnetic nature and quality of the thoughts that you possess in your own mind that you can, by function of your will, change in any moment. You can literally learn to functionally change intense emotions of fear, anxiety, depression. You can learn to functionally change them as an act of your deliberate, loving, compassionate, and caring will asserted towards them. That's a fascinating statement, isn't it? To assert your loving, compassionate will towards your negative emotions. Because most humans are trying to attack or get rid of or medicate emotions out of existence. And you can't. It's been tried for decades now. And people that are on long-term treatment for depression, of which I was once one of those beings, it's a fascinating thing that you cannot change or remove from existence the emotions through medicating them or drugging them or drinking alcohol. You cannot get rid of emotions. You can learn to change them from one state into another. It's a very fascinating thing that you can change the state of an emotion from one state into another by the way you interact with those emotional qualities from a perspective of love and compassion. We had said earlier that you live in the present moment. That's the only place you actually live. Your mind and your body can only live in the past or future unless you train them to be in the present with you. And in the present moment, you are free to function creatively as you intended when you first came into this physical dimension. When you recognize the moment, when you can move your awareness away from the distractions of the past and the fears of the future, and you can bring yourself into this present moment, at that point in consciousness where you're able to liberate yourself from the distractions of your mind and your environment, you will end your confusion. You will end your frustration. You will end your annoyance by learning how to engage in being in the present moment. That is a skill that must be learned. Although it's your natural state, you've been so conditioned to believe that your thoughts and your body are the sole source and locus of your identity, And we would say to you that that is nothing could be further from the truth. That is an outright deception to tell yourself that you are your thoughts and that you are your emotions. You are this sentient awareness that can observe and be independent of your own thoughts and even the thoughts of other people. You can be independent observational of certain emotional qualities and begin to affect change in them from the perspective of awareness. And here is the key to ending your confusion. Awareness, to be aware of thought, to become aware of emotion. This is the first step for you to begin the process of being aware. There are thoughts that are going through your mind. There are emotions that are going through your mind, but you are aware of them. In that point of awareness of thought and emotion, you begin to differentiate yourself as you truly are from the contents of your personality, which was not yours in the first place. It was given to you and made up for you by the world. But in this point of awareness, you begin to differentiate yourself from the instruments, the mind and the body, which are designed by nature to serve you, not enslave you. And so we come to help you understand that the moment you are liberated from subjectivity to your thoughts and your emotions and your biology, the moment you can consciously liberate yourself, you then move into the position of creation, creating an intentional manifestation. But in the place where you find yourself subjective to memories and subjective to the fears of the future based on those memories, it is very difficult to create independent of them. And it's even more difficult to create anything new for yourself as a result of that state of being where you're identified with your thoughts and your body and your emotions as the source of your identity. You are your own soul, a spirit of universal light. It's So this thing about the past, they're saying, like, it's really important. There's a past you lived, you experienced the past, and then there's the future, and then there's this present moment. Most people are living in their past, or they passed in the present. That is, they're repeating past thoughts, past memories in the present moment, so they don't experience the present moment. They just experience the past, present. The other side of that coin is they're experiencing a future past. In other words, they anticipate and wonder about what's going to happen in the future. You find yourself wondering about what's going to happen in the future based on your past. That's not living in the present moment either. That's a future past. So that's where most people are stuck on this planet right now. They're saying most people are stuck in that place. They're either living in a past, present, or a future past. Very rarely do they move into the present moment. The function of being able to get yourself in the present moment is the point of liberation and awareness. That is, becoming aware of the thoughts as something that are independent from you as an awareness, becoming aware of the emotions that are often products of those thoughts and those memories and those emotions are all tied together. That point of awareness allows you to have a moment of differentiation between who you are and the personality that you might find yourself living with at this point in your consciousness. We loan ourselves to the simple reality that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are not your emotions. These are instruments that you use in the function of acquiring the skill and understanding of the function of creation. For you were made in the image and likeness of a divine entity that made you in its image and likeness so that you could, as it does, create also. And you were told you were told to live in the present moment. The kingdom of God is here and now. And if you dwell in that place, this present moment, you move into the realm of the divine, which made you in its image and likeness. From that place of consciousness, liberated from your past, liberated from the anxieties of the future, you can then begin to reconsider the function of your creation. In the point of the present moment, you can recognize the nature and quality of thoughts and the qualities of emotional energy specific thoughts will generate, and thereby begin to assert a change in the thoughts you would allow to pass through the confines of your attention. For once a thought passes through your attention, you energize your thoughts. With your attention, you give energy, and the nature and quality of those thoughts determines the nature and quality of the energy which is generated. A thought of beautiful sunshine upon your face generates a very specific energy. The thought, beautiful sunshine upon my face, generates a specific energy that is often pleasing, whereas there are other thoughts that will generate an energy that is not so pleasing. But only from the perspective of your awareness can you begin to assert conscious, intelligent selection of thought, which allows you to deliberately develop and cultivate emotional energy within your biology, which also allows you to create very specific things according to their fruits. You shall know them. That is the nature and quality of the thoughts and the emotions they generate, produce very precise and specific situations and circumstances and outcomes in your experiential existence on this physical dimension. In the moment where you realize that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not that body, but you have them. They are instruments for you to learn to utilize as a function of your creative consciousness. In that moment, your confusion will begin to end when you realize, these thoughts that are in my mind are not who I am. You begin to realize the thoughts in your mind are not who you are. They are not who you are. You begin to realize that, right? In that moment, you become free. In that moment, you begin to become free from subjectivity to what the world has conditioned you to think you are supposed to believe. And much of the anger and fear and distrust that you see upon this planet today is because you are separated from yourself. You are disconnected from the nature of what you truly are, bound by thoughts and ideations that do not support nor sustain the function of your creative intelligence. They diminish it often. Much of what you're being shown and revealed to you on your mass media communications do not loan themselves to liberating you or instructing you that you are not what they say. But yet you are an individual intelligence, a soul that has the capacity to alter and change time, space, and matter as you experience it. And all of you know this is true, for many of you experience those moments where time goes by so quickly and time goes by so slowly. Those are functions of your creative creating, is a function of your consciousness manifesting very specific changes in time and space that you experience. And you often wonder, time went by so fast, you say. But you were the one that orchestrated that change in the experience of time. So you want to end your confusion. You want to end your confusion about life. You want to end your confusion about this process of living in other dimensions. You want to end your confusion. And in order to do that, you must move into the present moment to bring your awareness away from the thoughts of the past, the anticipations of the future, and bring yourself into this present moment. Into this present moment. In that place, you will be reborn in the present moment. When you come into your personality and you are compressed into this very finite identity that has been given to you, and you are compressed into it, it's very frustrating and difficult for an individual of such magnitude and consciousness, which spans many lifetimes, much time and space, to be believing that you are just that little tiny body that you are sitting in right now. But yet, to realize that while you are in that little body, to realize that that body, that mind, are simply implements that you can use to effect profound and wondrous changes in your manifestation of creation from the present moment. In that moment, you will be reborn as a creator, as the son of the divine, which all of you are in the present moment. The confusion, the original sin that they speak of as deviating away from who you are, that is the original sin deviating away from who you are as an infinite intelligence, part of an infinite intelligence that says, I make thee in my image and likeness. In the present moment, you encompass all points of time and space. And while there is some difficulty in the mind being able to grasp such a conception, we can assure you that it is absolutely true. And that your confusion will indeed end in the present moment. And any one of you that have experienced this, where you have stopped your thinking mind and you've quieted the body down and you experience quiet and stillness, and you are still aware, but not the distraction of memory, not the distraction of future concerns, you are most certainly free in that moment. And as it is said, it is here and now. So I found the title of today quite appropriate when they told me to do that. You know, that before, after, and now. Before, after, and now. Most people are living in before and after. But this ascension movement that's happening right now is waking people up to this concept of who you are as a spiritual entity, not as a body, not as a collage of mishmash thoughts of a personality that you didn't even construct yourself. Most of you have been given your personalities and have accepted it as who you are. And so you are in confusion and uncertainty about who you are, as that personality is often made up with a mishmash of things that do not make sense. But in the present moment, in this now, at any moment right now, you can liberate yourself from subjectivity, the burden of your personality, the burden of your fears, which is connected to your personality. And you can then begin to consider possible creative processes from the present moment that you are not able to consider in the past or in a future past or in a past present. So we would say to you that learning the function of quieting your mind, learning this function, and we've had many come to us and say, but I cannot quiet my mind down. And we say to them, are you willing to try something? Are you willing to breathe? Are you willing to utilize your authority over your body to teach it to be still, to teach your mind that it can be still, to teach yourself to be in the present moment? And if they go through the proper procedure, because there is a procedure for training your mind to be still and quiet, for training your body to be still and quiet, for bringing your awareness into the present moment where you are not troubled by what was or what will be, but in the present moment, the possibility of new ideas can be born into your life. You can rebirth your life through new thoughts, through new ideas from the present moment. Wow. Good morning, everybody. What's going on here? Hi, guys. Somebody's asking here on YouTube. This is a great question. Is it normal to bounce between fear and love, or should we strive to be love always? It is normal to bounce back and forth between the two in the beginning. Yes. In the beginning, you need the polarity to make a decision between two things. To get into that center point where you are observing there is love and there is fear. Because you as a soul transcend the polarities the moment you are aware of both. The moment you're aware of both as awareness, you have created a third position that you may not be able to be aware of in the confines of your personality. So you can be aware of fear and can be aware of love, but what are you that is able to be aware of them? That process of self-reflection then, where you're, there is love and there's fear, then what am I? You begin to consider, you reflect inward towards yourself, that which is observing the polarity of your mind, the confusion of the world as you go through that process. And it's really exciting. We go into this a great deal in our 102 Masterclass, where you literally experience that process of moving away from the past present, and the future past, and learn how to be in the present moment. You learn how to actually meditate, at least at the most fundamental level, how to yes, I will. How to begin to assert a proper authority over your mind and body, a proper authority. The words are very important here. A proper authority. And that authority is generally a loving authority. But you as awareness, when you come to know what you are as awareness, it makes things very, very different when you begin to realize, I'm not the polarity. It's a great question, Diane. But I do strive to be love always. Personally, they've instructed me to be focused on being a high vibrational energy, my highest conception of love. And I often find that happens when I'm meditating. When I'm meditating, my mind drops off. I'm not caught up in my past. I'm not caught up in my senses telling me this or that. I got myself quiet in the present moment. That's where I begin to experience a vibration that's outside of anything this world can ever let me experience. That's where you will begin to experience the vibration of who you really are. When you get your mind quiet and your body still, you as an awareness begin to experience something other than mind and body. And that something other than mind and body is really quite profound. You are quite profound in that state. Your true nature, from a perspective of polarity, is that you are love, spirit of universal love or light. Right? Thanks for that, Diane. Really appreciate it. When it says, when I click on to support WMF, do I have to use a credit card? I think so. You may have to use a credit card or a debit card. I don't know what all the options are on the super chat feature on YouTube. And again, if you want to donate, we certainly accept it. We're not going to be refusing any support from anybody. But yeah, thank you so much, Joel. I really appreciate that. And even the thought is, I feel the thought too. Check your audio on TikTok, please. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me just check here. What's going on? Did I plug this in properly? Oh, there we go. Sorry, TikTok. I didn't put the microphone in properly. I didn't snap it all the way. My apologies. Thank you, Sonia, for coming over to YouTube and sharing that information. Yeah, we got a new microphone, and we're just learning how to remember to do that. Thank you so much. So for those of you on TikTok, I apologize for the audio problem, and we'll stay with this. Okay, question from Baba Gira. Question, I do realize the silliness of this question, but dear Saint Germain, how distant am I from enlightenment in the physical body? Be as straightforward as you can. Godspeed. He's saying you are never far from your enlightenment. If you are wondering if you can elevate your mind and body to the estate that you naturally live on, that is a very different story. You do not live on the same vibrational plane as mind and body, but you have adapted to them, are repurposing them, are bringing them up to as high a possibility of yourself. It is possible too, for some with great training, to learn to alter and change the structure, the vibrational nature of matter, time, and space, so that you may ascend that body, where you may be able to vibrationally ascend this body as the ones you know of as Elijah and Jesus and Moses did. They ascended their bodies. But it was with great training and patience and practice that they were able to do this. Wow. Good morning, Sonia. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm going to swing over, see if we got some questions on TikTok, because, again, I'm really sorry. Yes, we are having a hybrid bit. How you doing? Just going to go back here. Wow. Just give me a moment while I get these questions up from TikTok. It's going to take a moment to propagate. I had to reboot TikTok on my tablet. Rebrit's asking, good morning, William. Can you please tell me what was that heavy energy around 2 or 3 a.m. this morning? You were feeling the last impact of the intense ascension energy has been coming in for about 3 to 4 days now. You felt the last impact. A lot of people are being awakened around 2 or 3 a.m. For those of you that are being awakened around 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, please sit up straight in your bed, get on the edge of your bed, breathe, relax the body, and move yourself in the present moment. move yourself into the present moment and ask for guidance. Ask to receive guidance, but don't anticipate it. Just be still, be quiet. 3 a.m. was when the collective consciousness mind is at its lowest functioning. So you want to take advantage of that. If you anybody find themselves being awakened at 2, 3 a.m., pause, relax, ask for guidance, get your body quiet, get your mind quiet, and just say, I'm open and receptive to receiving the guidance I need right now. That'll be really helpful for you. And every time you wake up like that in the middle of the night, do that. I'm open and receptive to receiving the guidance I need right now. And do it as a matter of factly. I'm open and receptive to receiving the guidance that I need right now. Oh, yeah, yes. There are. So Lynn's is asking here, can you tell me what the strange apparition that crossed in front of me of my car, and if there was a reason? No, there's not a reason, but there's a cause. These energies, these ascension energies are coming onto the planet. There are dimensional overlaps happening now. They're becoming apparent to the senses. So a lot of people are seeing really unusual phenomena like shadows or flashes of light and things. Dimensions are crossing because there's a massive inflow of ascension energy. And some people are fortunate enough to start actually perceiving things. When you see one of those apparitions, again, if you're high vibrational, and you know, one of the things we do in our 101 Masterclass, we teach people how to raise their vibration, because your vibration becomes very important. If you're in a state of fear, you're going to perceive a certain range of beings and energies. When you're in a state of love and joy, you'll perceive another range of entities and beings. These things exist. Science knows they exist. Governments know they exist. And everybody else should know that these other dimensions, high dimensions and low dimensions of different various beings, entities, actually exist. But I'm getting for you that you actually saw a spirit moving, crossing through this dimensional plane into another. I've experienced that too. It just suddenly appears in front of the car. Or sometimes they'll stand stationary in front of the car too and just pass through it. Remember, dimensions exist. We are so bound by the confines of our 5 physical senses. They tell me that most people can't perceive those things. And when they do, it's always within the framework of what they've received from this world. So a lot of the nonsense on TV about fear and terror and mistrust are bringing people into lower vibrational energies that attract those entities. But you don't have anything to worry about. That being was just one you were watching passing through one dimension, through our dimension, to another dimension. Very fascinating when that happens. We're so blessed, aren't we? So somebody's asking, what is the purpose in life? Well, I've always believed the purpose of life is to obtain, is what I believe anyway, and I don't get any disagreement from them. The purpose of life is to obtain maximum pleasure without hurting yourself or anyone else. That's, for me, the purpose of life is to obtain maximum pleasure without hurting yourself or anyone else, and to do the best you can possibly do, to be the best you possibly can be, right? It's a two-way street, right? We are creators by nature. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for the badges and the gifts, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Yes, well, we'll see about that. Let's see. So no spamming, please. There's lots of other people here to consider. Could you tell me, please, so Julie's asking, can you tell me, please, why is the second time when I have flu very strange? Thank you. There is so much low vibrational stuff going on this planet. Politicians, okay, world leaders, corporate cartels are keeping the vast majority of humanity in slavery, unconscious slavery. They are basically leveraging your efforts to give themselves the things that they need without any regard for your fulfillment or happiness. And unfortunately, this is going to increase in the next 7 years. They're going to get more overtly. I mean, they're overtly now getting ready to do these things called bail-ins, right? Where they make all the people that got money in the bank accounts, and they'll start taking people's money from banks. They're called bail-ins. You can go look it up. It's something all governments are now supporting and acknowledging. So be very mindful, because they're coming after those things. You want to make certain your insurance will cover you for what you have in the banks. But yeah, there's a lot of dark energy here. Yeah, that's a beautiful. Lauren is saying on YouTube, Jesus said in a channeling, I heard that the world is your classroom. It's very true. The world is our classroom. It really, really, really is. Question from SJK. Well, I rolled my car yesterday off a slippery road. Physically, I'm fine, but emotionally in shock. Yeah, when you go through a physical trauma, okay? When your body goes through a physical trauma, it remembers the trauma. You need to learn how to release the emotion of the trauma, because the body will store emotion as either pain or pleasure in the body. And if something scares it, it'll store that energy in the body. So what I would suggest you to do today, SJK, is literally sit down with your body and go through the accident in your mind again. But this time, as you're going through it, tell your body, you're perfectly safe at all times with me. Tell your body that you're perfectly safe at all times with me, and repeat that until you feel the body let go, right? And you want to do that with it. You're seeing the accident and telling the body through the memory of the accident, you're perfectly safe at all times. And then use your breath to relieve any fear or anxiousness the body presents to you. So if you're remembering the accident, you start feeling tension in the body, tell your body it's okay, relax. You want to teach the body to release trauma from the cellular memory. You want to teach. A lot of people don't know they can do this. You can teach the body to release trauma from the cellular memory, because the body stores memory differently than what you do in your brain, or what you do as an awareness, where you can store lifetimes of information in your consciousness. Your body can only store experiences from the lifetime it's in right now. Wow, that's a great thing to share. Thank you for that question. Drusilla is asking, any message for me? I'm told to tell you he's okay. He's okay. Please tell him. He's saying, please tell him I'm okay. Please tell him I'm okay. I'm really okay. Like I'm really okay. Tell him I'm really okay. Arm. Tell him to watch for the arm over the shoulder. Tell him to watch for the sensation of the arm over the shoulder. Tell him to watch for that, Drusilla. Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are. It's just, here's something I want to share. Sonia is asking, do you have any message for me? I've been feeling a big load over my shoulder, and I don't understand, and I don't know how to deal with it. Okay, thank you. These ascension energies are real. Understand, science calls it cosmic radiation, gamma radiation, ultraviolet. Doesn't matter what science calls it. These are energies that are altering and changing our minds and our bodies, our DNA. They're altering the structure and the consciousness of the planet. It's a normal thing, just like you go through different stages of growth. So everybody's experiencing these energies very differently. Yes, okay. So Sonia, someone's coming in to tell me to tell you to do this, to sit down right now, sit down and take a deep breath and lift your shoulders up. And then as you exhale, just give the body your permission to relax. Just and communicate to the heaviness. Communicate to the heaviness in the shoulders. I'm with you and I love you. Communicate that thought to the heaviness in your shoulders. I'm with you. I love you. Like you really mean those words. And watch how it changes. And once you experience that change, Sonia, write about it in the comment section once you've done that. But they're telling me to tell you to do that. Like sit, raise the shoulders up, take a breath in. And as you exhale, release. And then the heaviness, tell the heaviness, I'm with you, I love you. And feel and describe in your comment how it changes for you in that moment. And do that 3 times, 3 breaths like that. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. Hello from Colorado. Good to see you. Oh, you're very welcome, Stephen. You should come and join us in the upcoming 101 Masterclass. Starts March the 4th. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Every class is recorded, so for you can review it at your own leisure. Yes, we got that one. Susan's saying, I would love any message. They're saying no. They're telling me you don't want just any message. You want a very specific message. Remember that the love did not end. The love did not end. The love remains. They're telling me to tell you the love remains. It did not end. It's a funny thing about when people leave the physical medium of expression, when they leave the physical medium of expression, there's a lot more there, Susan, but I want to be mindful of other people. If anybody here wants to have a reading, they can go to my website and book a reading on my website, torontomedium.com or williammichaelforbes.com. Yeah, you can get a lot more information. Thank you so much, SJK, for saying that. For those of you that are writing questions, pre-text your question with the word question, because that's what my mind scans for, that word question. I'm screening over TikTok here. So Amy's saying, things are really rocky in my life recently. Everything is changing. Can you give me any insight? That's wonderful. Everything is changing. Rocky, You ever watch a little toddler when they're walking for the first time, little babies, when they're trying to learn to walk, and they back and forth, they learn to walk. You're learning to walk. They're telling me to tell you, you are learning to walk in your spiritual truth. Yes, let your mind be soothed by your light. Let your mind be soothed by your light, not your fear. Let your mind be soothed by your light and not your fear. This is so important. They keep, in our masterclasses, we do anywhere from 2, 6, almost 18 hours of instruction and meditation on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And any one of our masterclasses, meditation is almost a compulsory part of the program. It is a compulsory part of the program. That you learn how to alter and change the function of your body, the function of your mind, and you begin to restore yourself to your authority over your mind and body. You want to take your authority back from the world. The world will just make you crazy. You got to just take your authority back. But I'm sending you much love, Amy. So what is the purpose in life? Oh, we've already answered that question. Really appreciate that insight. I'm just scrolling down. Melody. Will my love life improve this year? If your energy changes, they're saying if your energy changes, Melody, you need to change your energy around love and what a love life is. You are basing much of what is going to happen on what you remember, which is what we came here to say to all of you today. There is before, there is after, and there is now. Many of you are living from before now. That is your past present. You must learn to release your past, to be in the present, to reconceive your vibrational understanding of the experience of love. That it is an empowering, inspiring, uplifting, uniting energy. Love does not cause harm. Only fear can do such things. Love does not cause any harm. So learn to be here and now, not before and after. Wow, thank you. Great question. Love that. Somebody's saying, nobody can put a spell on you, okay, unless you believe that. But to address that concern, Nari, relinquish the fear from your body. That is where that energy can influence you. Relinquish the fear. So just so everybody knows, you store certain emotions and you hold certain behaviors in your body. And Nari, you got to take the fear out of your heart. It's at the top of your heart. You got to release the fear out of your body. You can do this with your breath and release the fear. In our 1 or 2 masterclass, you learn how to meditate and how to release old, dense emotions from your body. It's a very powerful thing to realize the simplicity, the power you have to change your own mind, to heal your own body by learning how to utilize what the divine gave you. By learning how to utilize what the divine gave you. So Sonia is saying, so she did that little practice. I see red light and feel relaxing. Okay, so just so you know, what they asked her to do was to literally talk to the heaviness in her body. You are a divine creator, and how you interact with what's going on in your mind and body determines what's going to happen in your mind and body. Unfortunately, a large number of people depend upon the television and the radio and the politicians and somebody else to tell them what to think or what to believe. And most of what they're telling you to think and believe is absolutely quite insane. They're not teaching you love, they're teaching you fear. And so you want to get out of that movement. So she did that. Sonia just did that now. She shifted from fear to love, and then she shifted the energy in her body from being heavy to being light. Really fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing that. Really important, Sonia, just so everybody sees that. See, I see a red light and I feel relaxing. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Yeah, much love to him, Drusilla. Much love from him too. Yeah, well, there is. It's so important. There are dark energies, folks. There are low vibrational energies. We're seeing them in politicians now. They're corrupt. They're evil. They're outright criminals, and they're there. The dark energy exists. Low vibrational beings exist. It doesn't matter when you want to call it Satan. It exists. It's a low vibrational energy, and if you get focused on it, you'll feed it. So you want to raise your vibration up, lift yourself up to your light, to your love. Do not give any attention to those that would cause you to suffer, or you simply feed them with your attention. They like your energy. So raise your vibration up. Learn how to change your vibration. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much for that, Lindsay. Is my boyfriend thinking about higher commitment soon? Moving in together, marriage, etc. Oh boy, I'm going to say this as a man. He'll be ready when you're ready. He'll be ready when you're ready. Needing something and wanting something and desiring something are all three different things. Some of them are shades of the other. But if you move into a state of love and grace and gratitude, yes, I will. They want me to tell you that. Move into a state of love and grace and gratitude. Celebrate moving together. Celebrate your unity. Celebrate the vision and share your vision with this beautiful soul. Men cannot read minds like women. Men cannot read minds like women can read minds. Women can read minds. Men have a little bit of difficulty with that. But yeah, you want to share your vision, because it's not just about women. You talk about your longer creative goals, right? On a simple plane, that's all you need to do. Be honest. Don't hide. Don't expect him to read your mind, ladies. If you expect your man to read your mind, you could be disappointed. You got to share with him what's on your mind. So Joanne's asking, does my dad have a message for me? I don't know what he's talking about. The flower. He's saying the words I'm getting from him, like the flower party. I don't know what he means, but he's saying the flower party. Something about the flower party that's very important to him. The flower party. Yes, I did. Yes, I did that. Something about the flower party. That's exactly what he gave me. That's really important to him right now. The flower party. I'm not sure what that means, but if you know what that means, please leave something in the comment section about that. Okay, so somebody's saying, Aries is saying, good morning. I've recently had past souls coming to me. What do I do with that gift? This is a great consideration, because the veils are thinning. You are not a physical body. You have a physical body. You have a physical mind. You have emotions. You have awareness, right? You have all these dimensions, and you as a soul can bridge a lot of these dimensions. So if these souls are coming to you, you want to make certain, first of all, that you're in a vibration that's healthy and uplifting. Raise the frequency of your vibration before you start interacting with other dimensional beings. Make certain your body's in good health. Your mind is relatively calm and peaceful, that you're open and receptive to the frequencies of love. Then you'll receive those beings, right? I won't work with lower vibrational energies. They just don't have any space to come in because I'm not in resonance with that frequency. So elevate your energy first, or come and join our 101 Masterclass, which begins in about a week and a half's time. It's our 101 Masterclass where you learn how to identify these spirits, these beings, these entities, these guides, your angels, the ones that your loved ones that are not in this physical dimension. You learn a process of being able to perceive and understand their energy, how they will interact with you, how you can perceive them. You want to learn to develop those faculties, and you want to learn to keep your energy up. Proper hydration is a really important way of keeping your energy up. Proper, living, vibrant, healthy food is very good for keeping your energy up. Going out and grounding in nature, these are things you need to learn to do if you're going to start becoming a medium. If for those of you that are actually tapping into these other dimensional beings, you want to make certain your energy is high. That's why I work with the Ascended Masters. That's why I work with my guardian angels. The beings that I work with are high vibrational. Yes, I understand. And what's really funny is a lot of people leave the physical dimension as a very bad personality, but they'll step into a higher vibrational state, and I can connect to them on that level. It's really fascinating. But you want to be mindful of that process. Again, come to our one-on-one masterclass and learn the fundamental steps of doing it properly, doing it safely. Everybody is a medium. Everybody can tune into different frequencies of energy. You can tune into depression. You can tune into love. You can tune into joy. You can tune into many frequencies of emotion, just as you can tune into many frequencies of consciousness, right? And you want to learn how to do that properly. It's like you want to learn how to drive your car properly, right? You don't want to just jump in a car and drive it without knowing how to drive it. You want to learn how to operate it, and you want to learn how to operate it properly and effectively and safely, so that you're going to be able to benefit other people with the information that you can get. Because you will get information that nobody else will be able to get, and people will need to hear that from you. There's a process. It's like any other skill. You have to develop it. But thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it, Aries. I can't hear you. My volume's too high. Well, I've got my microphone in. I can try and maybe swing this a little closer. I'll try that and see if that helps a little bit better. Should I see my Uncle Tommy today or tomorrow? I'm getting stronger for tomorrow. That tomorrow's a better day to see him. There's a couple of things that are going to occur for him that you don't want to be part of. So tomorrow's a better day for you to connect with him. Yes. Do I recognize a star child immediately? Well, everybody, again, it depends on what your term. Language is a very funny thing in this human dimension. None of us were born of Earth. We came into Earth. We came into the body. But recognizing, yes, I've recognized many beings from other dimensions and star systems. You can often tell by their eyes, their demeanor. We're seeing lots of different body types emerging, and it's created a lot of frustration, a lot of unnecessary confusion. So we've got Pleiadians, we've got Lyrans, we've got many different beings coming into this physical dimension to join us, and they come into these bodies and they're like confused because some of them have different consciousnesses. They're not familiar with male and female bodies. It can be very confusing for them at first because their energy, their consciousness, their knowledge, their wisdom is somewhat different. But the confusion can end pretty quickly if you understand, again, learning to identify who you are as an awareness, not as a personality. You need your personality, but you can restructure, rebuild, replace, repair your personality. But you as a soul are immortal and eternal. You're not from this earth alone. You've been on many planets, many lifetimes, many dimensions. Every one of us has, right? And we all know this. We recognize it. I don't feel like I belong here, we say. Or you turn around and you meet somebody and I feel like I've been with them forever. Because a part of you has been with them forever and ever. It's wonderful. Somebody's asking, do I have any spiritual gifts? Yes, you do. They need to be developed. Humanity, when you came into that body, the first thing that happened when you came into that body and out from the womb into this world, everything in the world around you pulled your attention from yourself into your senses. So a lot of people are caught up with sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. They're lost in the 5 physical senses. So your spiritual senses remain dormant. Those spiritual senses we call clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, which is clear seeing, clear hearing, clear feeling, and clear knowing. Some people call it intuition. Some call it seeing into other dimensions. But those are what we call it: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Those senses did not get developed the same way your 5 physical senses did because they were ignored. The children have them intact. A lot of children will talk to their imaginary friends because they don't have a filter in place that blocks them from seeing and perceiving on other dimensions. In our one-on-one masterclass, we go into great detail. The Ascended Masters that teach it go into great detail about what that process is, how to redevelop those senses, and we have practices where you can begin to redevelop, reawaken those dormant senses. And some of you have those senses, awake and aware, and you're perceiving things, and you're, why am I experiencing that? Why am I seeing? Why am I hearing that? And you haven't learned about what those senses are. And a lot of people are convinced to think that there's something fundamentally wrong with them because they see and they hear things, but they don't understand why. It's because you have these inner senses. Everyone does, but they weren't developed. The world developed your 5 physical senses at the expense of your spiritual senses. And again, our whole focus during this process of ascension, because there's over 2 billion people awakening right now. And a lot of people are waking up confused and frightened and scared and realizing, why am I feeling this way? And just not having the knowledge and the skill and the understanding of how to alter and change the mind, because they think they are their mind. And then how to open up these other senses, these other realms of perception that people experience. Someone earlier in this live event said they saw shadows passing in front of their car. These are other dimensions that you can perceive. You can learn to perceive other dimensions. You can train your awareness to perceive beyond your 5 physical senses. You can do that. You can literally train that. They teach us that in the courses, how we can train ourselves beyond the 5 physical senses to awaken these other senses up. It's a great question. Thank you so much. Everybody has spiritual gifts. Let's see. I'm going to keep going here. Oh, Drusilla, thank you for that super chat. But please give that message. I think he said, yeah, please give that message. Oh, here's a great question from Gabriella Moonlightful. Why is it so hard to let go of an ex and move on? Which is where we started today. When the Ascended came in, they were talking about before, after, and now. Most people remain stuck in their past, and they remember their past, and now they're living their past present, those past feelings, those past memories, those past emotions. The simplest and easiest way to begin to move on is to learn to release the emotions. I'm being told to tell you that the new partner that will come into your life, when you move back into a state of love and grace with your own life. Learn how to release your attachment to your past by learning how to live and be in the present moment. Do not continue to live in a past present. That is very difficult and is not your nature. You are all designed to live in the present moment. It is not your nature to be stuck in the past or worrying about a future that's not. You are designed to live in the present moment. And they're very, there are very specific and unique ways to learn to do this. And you can learn to do this. So quite simply, Gabriella, learn to bring your attention into the present moment. Like, it's going to take some training because there's a lot of emotion. Yes, there's a lot of emotion connected to the memories. So your attention keeps going back to the old emotions. And your body was so used to being in that relationship that your body is craving for that connection. And you want to bring your mind and body away from the past into the present. And there's a way to do that. In our 102 Masterclass, you learn how to move your attention out of the past, out of the future, and you learn how to be in the present moment. Because that's the only place you can create anything new in your life. Otherwise, you just create combinations and permutations, variations of the same themes over and over and over again. But once you're in the present moment, you can begin to conceive of a reality that is different than the one you've lived, right? You can conceive of a new life for yourself. Everybody can. Everybody can. Everybody's desperately trying to do that. But there are simple ways. She's saying it's so hard. Yeah, it is hard at the beginning, but I want to, Gabrielle, let me tell you something that you can try right now, okay? Do this right now, Gabrielle. Like, sit down. If you're not, sit down. Get your body comfortable, as comfortable as you can make it. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. And do 3 breaths like that. One more. And then as your body relaxes, just bring your attention to the heartbeat. Move your attention into your heartbeat. And now turn your attention to the space in the middle of your head and think this thought: I'm open and receptive to what is next and beautiful in my life. Just think that thought right in this space in the middle of your head. I'm open and receptive to the next beautiful things in my life. And just stay with that mantra, that statement, for about 1 minute. Just 1 minute, okay, Gabrielle? I'm open and receptive to what is beautiful in my life. You want to repeat that. I'm open and receptive to what is beautiful in my life. You want to stay on that thought form and feel the energy that you create. Feel the energy that you create. Keep your attention on that thought. Keep your mind on that thought. Keep your body on that thought. I'm open and receptive to all the beautiful things in my life. You want to stay on that thought for about a minute and then notice the difference in your energy and what you're feeling, and then share that in the comment section below this, okay? We'll stay on long enough for you to be able to do that. And then you'll find it's something, because you need to experience change. You can't just hear us talk. You have to experience change. And one of the things that's done throughout our program is learning to experience the change, learning to teach you to go through the process of learning how to run your mind and body so it's not your master, it becomes your servant. But please, leave a comment after about 3 minutes of doing that. Hello, Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. I had a psychic block. Yeah, we've got those. You can release those, all these psychic blocks. Breathing and meditation. Meditation is so powerful and so important. Learning how to get yourself away from your personality, to like step outside of what you know, to get away from what you know so you can begin to get connected to what you don't know, because there's more about life that you don't know than you do know. You got to be able to experience that. And scroll down here. How are we doing time-wise, guys? Yes. And that question was answered already. So someone's asking, do I have a friendship with Kristen, or should I move on and keep my distance? Thanks, William. Well, you certainly have a friendship with her in your mind. But again, the concept of expectation, again, and anticipation limits your ability to invite what you have been trying to invite into your life for some time. Yes, I'm his guardian angel. Okay. Yes. It's important you understand that to invite what you are truly desiring in your life, you must be able to feel it without a reference point to it being a particular thing or person in this world. To be in the energy, the vibration that you have exactly what is right in your life right now. To rest your awareness in that energy. To rest your awareness in that energy. What I have in my life is right now. To stay in the energy of that manifestation. The nature and structure of those words in that form produces a very specific energy that you can experience. What I have in my life is right now. To deeply feel the energy that those words in your mind or through your mouth generate. You must understand that each and every one of you that speaks or thinks, that the thoughts and words generate energy that you can become very sensitive to, very mindful of. You can restructure words very carefully and feel the restructuring of energy that happens as a consequence of your using that function, of using the function of creation, or that is what you do with words. You use the function of creation. So everything that I have in my life is right now is a very powerful function for you, and maybe even a powerful function for others that are seeking to understand the subtleties of generating energy into their experience, of manifesting into your human experience conditions of your own choosing, not simply accepting the beliefs and ideologies that have been given to you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Wonderful. So Gabriella is now saying that she's crying and a cold breeze on her forehead. Gabrielle, I'm being told to tell you to say now, again, put your hand right over the physical heart and just make the statement, I choose to live here and now in love. Those statements, I choose to live here and now in love. Speak those words and feel the energy you are creating. The function of language is creative in nature. So that statement, very powerful for you. And again, share what changes. Yeah, The Breeze is him. That's being released now. I understand. No worries. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. Hi, guys. Yes, I understand that. What is the, Amy's asking, what is the masterclass? We have 4 masterclasses that each have different functions of teaching you how to become a medium, teaching you how to heal your mind, teaching you how to heal your body. You know, our one-on-one masterclass deals with the fundamentals of how to begin to live in the present moment, how to raise your vibration, how to connect your guides and angels. Our 102 masterclass is about awakening, you know, awakening your mind, from awakening yourself from your mind, awakening yourself to vitality, health, awakening yourself to the reality that you are a divine creator, that you can create from your consciousness and not simply be stuck with the contents of your mind as the only source of life for you to create from. And then we have a third program on transcendence, which is about literally transcending your consciousness. And there's 4 programs. You go to my website to read all the details about them. We have our 101 masterclass beginning March the 4th, and it runs for 20 days. Every class has about 25 or more hours of instruction with 4 different mediums over the 20 days. And the classes usually run from Sunday to Friday every week for the 3-week period for each class. And we've had some really wonderful and amazing events come. The Ascended Masters, guides and angels that come in for us to teach us. And the courses were actually downloaded to me. They were downloaded to me and my partner to create and give to people and share that information. So yeah, go check that out, Amy. So somebody's spamming here, and I'll just say to you, as long as you have question, as long as you have a question about whether or not something will be or not be, then it cannot be. As long as you have a question about whether or not something can be or not be, it will not be very definite. Yes, you don't know. You might want to change your question into a statement. You might want to change your question into a statement and see how the energy of that feels. Oh, you're welcome, Gabrielle. Thank you so much. We've had many things transpire in the courses, healings, people waking up, people releasing literally lifetimes of pain and suffering, able to transcend years of abuse from childhood. We've had so many wonderful blessings come to people in our program, and it's an amazing thing to watch, to bear witness to people that they can literally heal by just changing the alignment of their consciousness from one state to another. I think we got that one already. Let's scroll down here. Let's see if we got any more interesting questions here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, he does. This is from Joanne asking a question about, she needs some guidance from her father about a man that she's met. He's saying to tell you, make sure he demonstrates. Make sure he's not a bunch of words from this guy. Make sure that he demonstrates for you, darling. You make certain he demonstrates. Don't let him just be a good talker. Make certain he demonstrates. Oh, cool. Your dad doesn't fool around, eh? He loves you very much. Dads, I love it. What should I do about my Uncle Tommy? The first words that came to me, tell the truth. Tell someone the truth. Tell someone the truth right now. Tell someone the truth. Right? Wow. Yeah. So just for those of you that are we're answering questions about, there's so much more information that's available for you guys than can be done. We try to allow as much information to come through as we can in the short time frame we have on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But there's always so much more. You know, if you want to know and experience more than you're getting here, again, go to my website and book a reading with me. There's half-hour readings and 1-hour readings, and they're often profound and life-changing for the people that experience them. You get all your questions answered too. Rainbow Sunshine, my work is ending. Will I get another HR role soon? I don't know who this is, but they're saying you are the HR role. You are the HR role. It's not something that you are going to be given. It is something you are giving. Please understand this. You are giving this to others. It's not something that you are. It's something you are giving. Yeah, you're not going to get an HR role. You are an HR role. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Samantha is the name of this one that just spoke to you. Yes, her name is Samantha. You are the HR role. Yes. So the question is, who do you want to give your role to? Who do you want to give your role to? Wow, I like that. So cool. Got time for one more question on TikTok, and I'll do one more question on YouTube. Hi, from Toronto. Does Kay still love me romantically like she did? Does she miss me? Yeah. You're let go. I'm being told to tell you, let go. The one that you want cannot come. Why would you hold on to what was when what is so much more? Yes. When what is so much more. You know, they started out today about before, after, and now. And they stressed that most people are living in their past, present, or a future past. Learning to live in the present, into the possibilities for your life, for your new relationships. You know, do not fear the changes that are happening, for they give you an opportunity to recognize how you are participating in the changes that are unfolding. You know that you had created a new relationship in your mind during that one. You know you created a new relationship in your mind during that one. That there were things that were not fulfilling and satisfying. And those choices, those thinkings in your mind created and precipitated a change that you're now saying, oh, I don't like this change. But you don't even know what the change is because you've forgotten what you were thinking. Please understand that if you dare to go so far as to consider that you were creating something more wonderful and joyous than you ever experienced before, then you will find yourself quite free, quite soon from your suffering. Yeah. Thank you, SJK. Really appreciate the moderation over on YouTube. Barbara, I'm trying to find Barbara's question. I want to take one more question from, there it is. There it is. Any message from my uncle that passed away in December? Is this pinging sound? There's a pinging sound that I'm hearing. It's a ping, ping, ping. If I didn't know better, I would say this is that he liked to shoot on the range. Something about on the range. That's where you'll meet him, on the range. Again, I don't know if it's a shooting range or a range of land, but he says, on the range you can find me. You can experience me. You can meet me there. You'll feel me there, on the range. But yeah, it's like, I'm presuming it's like little bullets. Right? That's the way. Again, as a medium, you receive information, and it's a process of learning to sift out the information that's stored in your own memory banks, and then the information that you actually receive from the beings that you're reaching out to energetically. And there's a process of differentiation. It's a process of learning. For those of you that want to become mediums, learn to connect to your guides and angels, there's a process that you need to go through to learn to differentiate between the content of your own mind and the information that comes from other realms of other frequencies of consciousness. I want to say thank you, everybody, for being out today. I want to say thank you for the super chats and for the stickers and all the love that came here. And for anybody here that I missed that was frustrated or angry or judgmental about this, just know that you are loved. No matter what you say or present or how you present it, the truth is that whether you know it or not, is that at the core of your being, you are loved. And so I send that back to you, every one of you. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joy-filled day. And I will look forward to seeing you guys on our Friday Q&A. And that's just our Friday day where we just strictly do Q&A for everybody. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, brother. And I'll see everybody on Friday. For those of our students that are here today, I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. for the class. I'm really excited about it. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.